live. Somebody do not want me to finish this live on this ancestral karma and the ancestral traumas, but I'm going to finish it. Ah. So, mediation is here that could have been needed in your ancestors, not just them, male and female, but your mothers and fathers, as well as the divine masculines, um, mother and father as well. Somebody has a tendency to run when relationships get real. So this could also be some mother wounding here, where people felt abandoned by their mothers because the mothers may have become single parents, had to raise their children on their own. Children could have felt like they were starving for love and affection, and it left them with wounding. It left them with traumas. Also, resentment, too, that they may have had to take on obligations and responsibilities that they felt like they were too young to take care of, instead of being introduced into a harsh reality of, hey, I'm a mother, I have 5 of y'all, you're going to have to pull your weight too, sweetheart. You're going to have to get up, make your bed. Now that you're old enough, you don't require me to breastfeed, bottle feed you anymore. You can eat for yourself. You can put on your own clothes, things of that nature. This could have caused a lot of heartbreak and wounding here. So there could have also been rips that were placed in the masculine and the feminine side. Rips are caused by deliberate design events that were designed, to induce stress and trauma within the individual. And this could have happened on the father's side as well as the mother's side. So it is used to allow entities and outside forces to easily come in and take control because of abandonment wounding. So a lot of times your parents may have married, especially the feminines, could have married for money. And some of y'all have possibly seen this growing up inside of your home. Your mother did not marry for love. She married for stability. Your father may have not married for love. They may have married for stability and a housekeeper. So it just varies. Welcome in, Crazy Queen. Thank you for joining, love. So this is some of the black magic that has been done in the mediation portion of the ancestral wounding and trauma. Welcome in, Educate to Liberate. Welcome in, HJ 9E 1337. Welcome in to someone. I don't know what your name is. I'm doing well, Zakaria. How are you? Welcome in, Michael. Or Well, good night to you from the Caribbean. So tell me about what else is the mediation, because it's going to be someone that needs to speak to someone that is like a spiritual advisor or a counselor. Somebody might even need to receive professional advice here. What else is here, Holy Spirit, on the mediation? Why you give dirty offers to people that don't deserve them and steal their energy, and then create conflict, chaos, and drama in not only your life. Okay, Faiza. Will do. Thank you. And create consternation between two women for no reason absolutely necessary, because you can't handle when an emotional relationship turns real. It turns into something that can become real. But you run because of your own fears and insecurities, your mother wounding. And this is mainly for a masculine, although women carry this wounding as well. So tell me about adaptability. Why is adaptability here for the ancestral karma and wounding for my divine collective? Somebody is learning how to adapt, possibly in destructive environments. There you go. This is the third time that I've been working on trying to do this reading and completing it. I keep getting so many phone call interruptions until it shut my live down twice. So this is my third attempt to finish it off. But there are a lot of destructive behavior habits that people have learned to adapt throughout their life. The masculine, a lot of you, your father could have watched some destructive behavior habits as he grew up. He could have saw them between his parents, parents, and so forth and so on. He could have also seen it from his wife's side, so forth and so on. And so could your mother. She could have experienced it watching it from her grandparents, their parents. It just got passed down. It was a lot of trauma. And this is all because someone here was emotionally involved with someone that they were not in love with, but they were with someone that they didn't love, but there was someone on the outside that always had their heart. So this is the ancestral trauma. The same traumas that you're experiencing today, Divine Collective, is what has been passed down generation to generation to generation to generation. So this is the wounding that needs to be healed. And your mind, it needs to be healed for your subconscious mind in order for you to move forward. So now we're down to the mother. So the mother passed this on at birth to her baby. Every trauma, every wound that your mother carried from your gestational period all the way up to the point that she breastfed you, released you from suckling, all the way up into raising you or not completing the cycle of raising you. Whether it been that she was emotionally devoid, incapable of giving you the love that you needed because of her own mother wounding, where she did not have a relationship with her mother, drugs, prostitution, selling drugs, doing things that were destructive to her own life because of trauma, growing up in a very toxic environment. That trauma was passed down to you guys because it was passed down to her. So she chose men that were always escape artists, trauma bonders, but never real. And if there was real, she didn't recognize it because of all the emotional trauma that she had experienced in her lifetime. Same thing for the divine masculine. Because a lot of you, the mother and the father wounding is here. So it comes from both sides. And this is not only for you, this is also for the divine masculine, male or female. So there has been a lot of ancestral trauma that has been placed upon the divine collective. So what's underneath heart with a key? Somebody that took a risk. What did they take a risk on? Unconditional love. So somebody learned to adapt through all these destructive behavior habits, addictions to gambling, alcohol, sex, negatively impacting relationships, very toxic thinking and behavior. This is what your ancestors survived, masculine and feminine, and your divine counterpart. This is what you guys have had to learn to heal from on your spiritual path. Maybe some of you, maybe not all of you, but different variations here. Tell me about the mother's wounding for the divine collective, Holy Spirit. Emotional intimacy. Some of you, your mothers could have ended up being single moms, whether they were married or they were single parents. If they started out, there was always a snake in the Garden of Eden. Always a snake. Feeding, Your person's toxic self-esteem issues, their worth, low-hanging fruit always made them feel better versus you speaking your truth. They couldn't handle it. So as your mother, she would heal from whatever she had been through and rose from the ashes like the phoenix. She would go through her death and rebirth multiple times. And she would be like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I gotta go. I can't do this anymore. I'm so over it. And she could have been blamed by the narcissist because she abandoned this person. And this person really missed her. She had the key to their heart, but she couldn't tolerate the destructiveness of the relationship. Welcome in, Goddess of the Sea. Thank you for joining, love. So your mother could have dealt with a narcissist. She could have been married, or she could have been a single mom. Every time she thought that she may have healed, here comes another narcissist in another body. Same lesson, but just in a different body, ripping her heart to shreds yet again. Ripping the Band-Aid off of the gaping wound that never healed. Same thing for the father. Yes, you do. He was meant to do it so you would heal. This is an ancestral wounding reading. So you're right on time. And this ancestral wounding has been passed down from your mother's side as well as your father's side, because they both dealt with destructive patterns and behaviors coming from their ancestors on each side. And they bring that ancestral trauma together. What is the overall ancestral traumas, Holy Spirit, that brings the mother and the father together? Not wanting to be in separation, needing to heal the ancestral karma, DNA healing, in order to have prosperity. What's under prosperity? Sex and intimacy. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it. So your parents always go into separation because this is ancestral wounding. This is the ancestral trauma that has been passed down to you. This is the changing of the guards. This is passing down the torch. You guys are now doing the healing work to heal the ancestral karma that your ancestors did not fix in your bloodlines that you were birthed into, in order for prosperity to be healed in the masculine and the feminine side. Sex and intimacy, heart chakra and relationships, and finding faith to go within to gain this information so you can go through this transformation. This is the ancestral trauma and the wounding that needs to be healed. Show me the black magic that was done here on the adaptability of the destructive behavior habits. For my divine collective, show me the black magic that was done to the mother and the father. Throat chakra, attacking someone's throat chakra so they would not speak their truth. Their solar plexus, their heart chakra, so they would never speak up. Attacking their third eye, causing tears. Thank you so much, Goddess of the Sea. Welcome back in, baby. Thank you for joining, G. I got kicked out. When I tell you somebody don't want me to do this reading, baby, they don't want this reading heard. But this message is going to be delivered. I don't give a damn how many parts that I got to do in order to get this reading out for my collective. Tell me more. What else was the black magic done here that they had to adapt from? Attacking from the crown chakra. So attacking your crown chakra so you can't get positive messages, your messages come through distorted. So your communication comes through distorted. When you think negative, you will speak it into existence. Nothing defiles the body but what comes out of the mouth. And there was a blocking spell that was done. Somebody put deliberate obstacles, welcome back in, educate to deliberate, in your person's path. I'm so sorry, baby, to mess your name up. But they put deliberate blockages in your ancestors' pathway on your mother's side and on your father's side in order for them not to be able to speak their truth on a positive, high vibrational level where there was a healthy, loving dialogue of communication. This has possibly been seen on both sides, on your mother's side as well as your father's side. Your grandparents may not be nice people to one another, which in turn imparted that same energy down to you from your parents. Some of them do it in a nice, nasty way. That way it doesn't look ugly, but it is. But it gets done. So tell me what else is here for the adaptability. Destructive behaviors from played out players, track stars, people that run when it gets hard, male or female. Yeah. Justice. So you are bringing justice to your ancestors for all the trauma that they imbibed in, they dealt with, that they could not heal, that they could not transmute or transform. Thank you very much, Educate. This is all the transmutable trauma that has to be healed in order for the scales to be balanced. Somebody is also getting a divorce that is going broke, that is into you, just like your ancestors went through it. Yes. And back then, they made shit up. They did not tell the truth because they did not have the facts, because you retreated. Your ancestors, mother and father, retreated. Grandmother, grandfather, confirmation, their great-grands, and so forth and so on, retreated. Because spirit wanted you to move in silence, not let your left hand know what your right hand was doing. Because this broad here, there was always a snake. This snake here always wanted to fight. Fight the divine feminine for the divine masculine. And also fight to have a destiny swap, because she wanted this bad karma off of her ass, because this was always meant for you to live the soft life. Yes. Back in the day, they couldn't cyberbully you, so they would smear your name at the church. They would smear your name at the kids' school. They would smear your name at your place of work. They would smear your name in your family circles, in your neighborhood connections, in the community. That's how they cyberbullied back then. They do it differently today. And justice is being served. The scales, the goddess of Mayat, is bringing balance. She's restoring balance back into this whole situation. Tell me about the black magic that was done on the divine feminine. This is your mother. They attacked her mental health. For some of you, they did a blocking spell so she could not. No, they didn't have any of that back then. And I'm talking about the ancestors when phones weren't even an option. This is how far back I'm being told to go. We're talking about ancestors that were in ancient Egyptian times. Roll it back up to 1492. Roll it up to the 1800s. Roll it up to 14, roll it up to 1962. This is how far back they're taking me to tell you about the ancestral trauma that has been in your bloodline. So tell me the black magic that was done on this mother and her child. God damn it. I can't make the shit the fuck up. Just like you're getting spell work done on you, they did it to your goddamn mama. Them and a whole fucking coven of witches, and this is official. What else did they do? All of this shit is being reversed. What else is here on the black magic that was done on the divine feminine? What else? Tears. Tears is deliberate. These are rips, similar to rips, to deplete your energy. They're meant to split your energy body, your auric energy field. Welcome back in, Black God. To drain, for quicker draining, and to cause split personalities. Some of your ancestors were labeled schizophrenic, bipolar, put into mental institutions, put on medication because of the fucking black magic. You're very welcome, Goddess of the Sea. And then they did blocking spells to block them from the person that loved them. This is what these witch bitches did. Because a lot of you, your lineage is a witch or a warlock energy. But you are not a negative witch. You are a healer. You are a healing shaman, or you are a healing witch. What else is the black magic that was done here, Holy Spirit? Friends. Friends right up underneath your nose. Smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. The backstabbers. That's exactly what some of your mama's friends were. Backstabbers. Some of them was bold enough to go fuck your daddy. Let's keep it all the way funky. And calling themselves, well, if you was doing your job, bitch, he would have never came to me. That type fucking energy. Some of them, it was your co-workers and bosses that put this energy out. See, this is the bullshit that karmics have done. So when y'all ask about, can the karmics transform? Do you understand what I just said about how far back this ancestral karma goes? No, bitch, your ass ain't gonna heal this goddamn lifetime. You got multiple goddamn levels of karma to goddamn pay for, bitch. Just keep reincarnating. I guess I'll see your ass next lifetime. And I'll recognize your ass just because I don't recognize your face. All of discernment and my intuitive energy and all of my other spiritual gifts, baby, I'll recognize your stinking ass this lifetime. Because Spirit made it their business for y'all to understand. They wanted you to overstand, understand, and understand. So you could stand in your fucking power and know your goddamn worth. I don't care if you dumped off people, you still attracted them. You still attracted bullshit because there was some trauma in your ass that needed to be released. So do not tell me that a karmic masculine or a divine masculine showed up on the scene and came into your life to test your ass and you failed the fucking test. Because if not, your ass would not be here. So that includes me. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to myself, and I'm not going to lie to y'all either. I'm giving you the real so you can heal. That is the purpose of my job. That is the nature of my spiritual business. This wounding got to be transmuted. The trauma has to be healed. It needs to be addressed. You lay down with dogs, you come back with fleas. You just now learned when you see somebody scratching their ass all the time, that nigga got fleas or that bitch got fleas, leave them the fuck alone. They've been all over the damn place. And you, there it freaking goes. And usually it's the best looking ones. The ones that we have a preference for. This is a preference. They did binding spells on your divine feminine, your mother, co-worker, boss. Some of you, your boss, your mother's co-workers and bosses liked them. And because they couldn't have them, they did spell work on them. What else did they do on this mother? Tried to attack that heart chakra. They could have done so in the past. Ooh, excuse me, spiritual burp. But she may have been told by her ancestors, root workers, shamans, Ifa, whatever religious order you come from and you believe in, could have told her, mommy, go sit your ass in some water and bathe, throw on all white, whatever, put on your Ifa beads if that's what you into, and go sit your ass in some water while we beat them drums and chant to our ancestors, Oshun, Ologun, Olorun, I'm so sorry. But to speak to them in order to get them to take this shit off of you. This is what your mother had to do. Or she had to go to the hoodoo and the voodoo root workers, whomever, that she came from, the Gullah Geechees. What else was the black magic that was done here, Holy Spirit? God damn it, man. Yes, and the reason they could get in because she had made love with her husband or her boyfriend, sacral chakra, and they sent an energetic spirit in to unalive her and set up blockages in her path for her finances, her being able to move to a new home, causing debris. This is like chaos and conflict, obstacles surrounding the individual in order to distract them from their priorities. Mainly manifests as external circumstances and people. This is the same stuff that you are dealing with right now, affecting her heart health. Maybe she had a stroke or a damn heart attack. High cholesterol, cortisol. She could have gained weight. Everything. This is all of the spiritual attacks that your mother was under. For some of you that this is going to resonate for. Anything else here, Holy Spirit? I want to pull these cards up, all of the magic cards, and go back into the Father and see what all they did to the Father too. Because the wounding is coming from both sides, guys. So, and divine and twin flames came out for this reading. I want y'all to know that. Twin flames came out for this reading. So your mother was under heavy, heavy, heavy attack. This karmic did everything in her fucking power. Because here she is on your daddy's ass. Okay? This karmic was a piece of work. And her energy still lingers to this day, showing up every lifetime. Now in your lifetime with your divine counterpart. Show me all of the black magic that was done to the Father. See, the Father, he graduated. The mother was suppressed with a lot of fucking magic. So the majority of the wounding is coming from the mother's side. What kind of black magic did the father graduate from, Holy Spirit? Mental health issues. So his mental game was strong, even though somebody tried to do a banishing spell. What else? That's to banish somebody out of somebody's life. Attacked his third eye, trying to stop his prayers and affirmations, doing spell work, mirror work, throat chakra energy, trying to poison his ass. What else? Consecrating shit to the fire to attack your father. In the past, they did a freezer spell to banish the woman out of his life. Fuck with his finances. Using herbs on his ass. What else?